religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My church, everyone has a story. My God, everyone has pain. When we strip away our masks, we find that we're really all the same. It's those little things we say and do that can mean so much. It's a smile, a connection, a simple love and touch. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Every day. Today I'm gonna ask myself, what more can I do? What can I do now? To be a radiant child of God and let my love shine through. I'm gonna let my heart be my guide to give the best of me. I'm gonna share my joy, share my love, give it boundlessly. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Yeah. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Then Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came running after. She said, Jack, tell me, what can I do to help ease your mind? He said, hold my hand and just be kind, and I know I'll be fine. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Every day. My religion is kindness, and I'm gonna practice it every day. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Lift your sails in faith and trust that you will arrive. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Let go. Float. Float. Let go. Float. Let go. Float. God is life and I am life. God is life and I am life. God is light and I am light. God is light and I am light. God is joy and I am joy. God is joy and I am joy. God is love and I am love. God is love and I am love. God is peace and I am peace. God is peace and I am peace. God is beauty and I am beauty. God is beauty and I am beauty. God is power and I am power. God is power and I am power. God is good, yes, God is good. God is good, yes, God is all these things. God is all these things I am. All these things God is. All these things I am. All these things God is. All these things I am. All these things God is. All these things I am. God is good. I built some walls and you tore them down. I built them up again, you kept losing ground. Now it's time to forgive and move on. Disappointment and fear are gone. When I choose love, I am complete. When I choose love, I am everyone I meet. When I choose love, I am at peace. Love is forgiveness
everyone we meet. When we choose love, we are at peace. Love is forgiveness and release. Yes, love is forgiveness and release. Oh, love is forgiveness and release.
There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night, to climb this hill, together we will. There is always a light in the dark. We are ready to see it. There is always a light in the dark. We are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night and be a gift. Together we will. There is always a light. There is always a light. We are ready to see it. There is always a light. There is always a light. We are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night and be a gift. Together we will. There is always light. There is always dark. There is always shine. There is always dark. To see the light, to be the light, to shine in the dark of night and be a climb this hill. Together we will. There is always shine. There is always dark. There is always shine. There is always shine. Be the light.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I really did not let it go. I let your spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
Well, good morning, everyone. How's everybody? Here's our team for this morning. We got, Marina in the upper right corner. Hi, Marina.
Hi.
Oh, hi. And
morning.
got Karen in the lower left corner. Valerie
Good
Landsberg
morning.
on the bottom right there, all the way from Maine, from Rockland, Maine. And let's go ahead and start our service this morning with spiritual mind treatment. So I'm going to put on a little bit of musica in the background here. Let's see if we can hear that. There it is. Isn't that pretty? I invite everybody right where you are to simply sit back into the beauty of this day. Happy Valentine's Day. We stand for love. Sit back into the beauty of this day. Let's take a breath together. I invite you to. I don't order you to. I invite you to. Take a breath with me. And so, in this moment, what I know is that there's only God. It is life itself. It is the one life. It is my life and the life of each of us. It's unfolding perfectly regardless of our human opinion about it. It is always unfolding for our highest good. Regardless of what we see, regardless of what we may think we know, there's one life. That life is perfect. That life is God. That life is my life now and our life now. We cannot be separate from it. It is everywhere present in this universal experience of the cosmos. It is good and very good. And so today I simply bless our time together. I bless our service. I bless everyone who participates in our service, both on the broadcast end and the receiving end and the watching later end. All of our family, our friends, our high desert community. I simply know that all is well. And so I bless this time together. I consecrate it. I concretize it with good and know that all is well on this beautiful Valentine's Day. We are each the Valentine to each other. And so in gratitude, I release my word into the action of that loving law, that beautiful law of cause and effect, which is always lovingly impersonal and mechanically accurate to the word. And I let it be and I let it go. And as I release it, together we affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is. By saying hello, and so it is. I was going to say hello. I don't know why. I just treat in the moment. So here's our team. I know. Hello.
Hello.
So Marina's at the center. I look like I'm at the center, but I'm not. Karen's in La Crescenta. Val's in Rockland, Maine. And we're going to start our
sweltering, I understand.
Yeah, what is 11 degrees there?
It's a sweltering 11 degrees there.
We're going to go into our Ho'opono practice now. And I love this Ho'opono practice. There's an extra pono in that. The Ho'opono, which I found out, I think I said last week, is not just Hawaiian, but this practice is actually done in all of the Polynesian cultures. This idea of I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Somebody called me this week requesting advice, I guess, about a friend of theirs who had been involved in an accident where someone was hurt in the accident, and they felt very guilty, and they just were having trouble carrying around the feelings from this accident. And I said, well, I think the Ho'oponopono is a wonderful way to go. You know, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And really, for yourself, somebody called me this morning, was talking to me about being in the dark night of the soul last night. You know, that night where you struggle. And usually I find if I'm in the dark night of the soul, it's usually because I'm trying to consciously or unconsciously find a way that I wasn't responsible for something that I did, that I'm angry at myself or sad at myself for being responsible for. And we just have to surrender and I have to surrender and take responsibility for my actions. And I think the Ho'oponopono prayer, reconciliation action is a wonderful way to do that. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Whether we're saying it to and for someone else or to and for ourselves. So let's just take 2 minutes and let's say this together right now. Together. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And let's just take 2 minutes to meditate on this as Reverend Karen sings this beautiful forgiveness song.
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
One cycle. You start with.
I always go deep.
And actually the
During that.
tracking.
And I'm going to have to mute Marina here and mute Valerie here because we're going to go right into Reverend Karen. Good morning, Reverend Karen.
Hello. Good
So-
morning.
You're going to lead us in the promises. And later in service, Reverend Karen is going to... Susie Clark says that centers her every time. I agree.
Oh.
I always go deep when I listen to that, too. So thank you. And I'm trying to see if my light is bright enough here. Maybe it's... Yeah. So later in service, Reverend Karen's also going to do a little power talk today. But first, you're going to lead us in the promises. In your beautiful... with your roses, are those from Kevin?
They are.
They are. And your red dress. So I know you're celebrating.
My red-
All right. So lead us in the promises, please.
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you. Oh, I love Ernest Holmes' promises. So let's say this together and really just center ourselves in this moment and listen to each word. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul.
Thanks, Karen. Let's assure our souls by the singing of I Remember Who I Am.
1, 2, 3.
I remember who I am.
I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom, and beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit.
Okay. I'm going to take us through our community affirmation right now. Oh, I'm noticing my microphone is there. It's gone. I'm going to take us through our community affirmation. This, of course, comes from Dr. Holmes's Declaration of Principle, first published in Science of Mind magazine in the fall of 1927 as What We Believe, but really it is our declaration of principle for our entire faith. And this is not all of it. It's longer, but this is the part that I believe that we should use on Sunday mornings. So say this with me, please. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative, and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. Okay, I'm going to bring in my friend Valerie Landsberg now. She's got a beautiful song for us. And good morning, Valerie. Wait, let me unmute you here. Hi, good morning.
Hi, Doug.
Rockland,
it's nice
Maine.
to see you. I can sort of imagine everybody out there and there. And, Doug asked me to play a love song, and I was thinking this comes really from my very early catalog, like, I don't know, 25 years ago or 30 years ago when I wrote this first song.
We've known each other 40 years, so.
40 years. There you go.
Okay.
It's a special kind of morning, and fights start without warning. 'Cause I'm leaving on an airplane, and you just can't bear the thought of being too damn far to kiss me. But you're far enough to miss me. Got a two-way destination, which means all my printed paper is round trip. Then I fly home. I'm in another hotel room. The decor spells impending doom. Man down at reception says there's no food after midnight. That leaves me alone with pay TV. Movies no one wants to see. Left my glasses in LA. I contemplate the orange 3-ply shack. Soon I'll fly home. May I please come home? 'Cause you're standing here upon my shoulder. Grow inside my heart as I get older. And although it's not a lengthy stay, I'll kiss your picture every day. You see, my love, I'm not so far away. New York is a crazy town, I never find my way around. People 30 stories down are like ants inside an ant farm. And I know that it would make you smile, but only for a little while. Nightlife, it would wear you out, you'd like it if you only stayed a week. Then you fly home, 'cause you're standing here upon my shoulder, grow inside my heart as I get older. And although it's not a lengthy stay, I'll kiss your picture anyway. You see, my love, I'm not so far away. One more aviation spin, a mail that application in, and get us frequent flyer card and 7 trips to Paris. Then we can raise a family, oh, conceive a baby in Bordeaux, travel to the Côte d'Azur and raise our children in South France. Then we'll fly home. Oh, oh, we'll fly home. We'll all fly home.
Thank you, Valerie. I love that song, and I love the picture of the orange shag carpeting in the hotel room when you're traveling. And I know you've spent a lot of time on the road in the years. So thank you for.
Yeah,
and I asked
you,
Valerie
Dad.
It's Valentine's Day, so what a better Valentine to write about wanting to come home to your love, when you're out traveling the world. Hang out. We got another song coming from you in a couple of minutes. So wait a sec. Oh, before that, I do want to say one thing. Your latest, most people know you probably from the television show Fame, but they may not know that you're also a TV and film director. And your latest film that you wrote and directed is called Love and Debt, and it's on Amazon, and it's an
on
independent.
Amazon.
Yep. And if they go to Amazon and look for Love and Debt, they can watch this movie for free. It's included. And if you guys can review and like or love Valerie's
Please.
movie, yes.
If you do.
So, if you like it and love it, I did. I actually was an original investor in this project way back before it was even called Love and Debt. It was called Offer and Compromise in the beginning. And so it's a really great movie with a really great cast. So I wanted to plug that for you. So, all right, stick around.
Go leave a review on IMDb. All you have to do is go in there where you see this and you leave a review. And it really helps us as now the pandemic comes to an end, that this really helps our foreign, distribution of this movie,
and everything. Great.
Yeah.
Good. So,
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. And I want to remind everybody that Centers for Spiritual Living is an open and affirming community. We always have been since our founding. All are welcome here. And here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we thought about it. And what we wanted to say about that is that the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcomed here. I want to remind you that our office hours. Now, someone asked about the getting the journal. I think it was Elizabeth, and Judy did say she would be there till 11:45 today. So if you want to go over to the center today, if you're close to the center and you want to go over and pick up something from the bookstore, it is open until Judy leaves today. But our normal hours are Monday 9 to 1. I think Ellie's there on Mondays. Tuesday is 9 to 4. Judy's there on Tuesdays, I think. Wednesdays, there's a whole bunch of people there on Wednesdays. Brandy's there. Charles is there. Yo is there. And then Brandy's there also on Thursdays. Those are our office hours right now. Our practitioner today is Marina. I'm going to bring Marina in right now. Good morning. I'm going to make sure that Valerie's muted and Marina is not muted. Can I hear you, Marina?
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. And I love your happy Valentine's Day. And I love your, what is that? Is that a pin? Is that a?
It's a wire crocheted brooch by Arlene Fish. She's an artist in San Diego.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And your whole background and everything looks very festive today. So Marina's going to do our affirmation and our flames of faith. So take it away, Marina.
Okay, then. Our affirmation today is I let God be God in me. And if you could repeat this with me a couple times. I let God be God in me. I let God be God in me. Flames of faith. We perform this ceremony Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We honor the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, embracing the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. I'd like you to, if you'd like to, close your eyes, go inside more than you already are, and just take a breath. This sweet life of love is mine, and this life is God. I am overjoyed that I am one with the source of all. I am the ocean in a single drop. What I know for us all. Love is it. Love is it. Love is my default position. When I wear love, fear has no place in my life. Romantic love is just but a facet of this force. I love the bunnies eating outside. I love children I have yet to meet. I love life, breath, challenges, and I love the mundane. I love things in people that I may not like, but I love them. I let love be love in me. I let love be love in me. I'm grateful for this center, this community, this life. I had so much fun, actually. And I release my word into the law, knowing that as I do so, it is done, and it is done well. And so it is. Amen.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Marina. You had a good
welcome.
teacher.
I had a good teacher. I had many good teachers, and you were the last best teacher.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to the center today. I really appreciate that you made the journey. Thank you so much. All right, so Reverend Karen is going to bless us with a few
You
words
see
of
how I
her
perverted
wisdom
the
this
affirmation
morning.
of the day? Yeah.
I'm turning Marina off and I'm turning Karen on because Marina's already having her next conversation with Lori over there. So
It is a
we'll
joyful morning here at High Desert Center.
it
Yes,
sure
everyone is,
is.
woo, we're all charged
I
up, right?
know. I love it. I love our
I
spiritual
do too.
community. So,
It's just wonderful.
right.
So I just want to take a minute or two and talk about Happy Valentine's Day, or as we like to call it, Singles Awareness Day. As my daughter says. She says, thanks, Mom. Singles Awareness Day. I want to start with a quote by who else? Dr. Ernest Holmes. And Dr. Holmes talks about love as being a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Love is a cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible. Doesn't that feel like falling in love? Doesn't that feel like just being swept away? And I never think of Dr. Holmes as being particularly romantic or thinking about love in that way. But you know what? He is talking about falling in love. He's talking about falling in love with you, yourself. Seeing that love, that cosmic force inside each of us, and just letting it sweep us away into more and more and more love. Self-love, self-acceptance, joy in life, like Marina was just talking about, just the little simple joys. I think that's what Ernest Holmes was really saying. And whenever I think about love, or I think about even Valentine's Day, or just loving ourselves, loving one another, I always go to one of my favorite books, which is called Anam Cara by John O'Donohue, who was a brilliant Irish mystic, philosopher, poet, writer. Anam Cara in Irish literally means soul friend. Soul friend. So John O'Donohue writes this, and I think it's really important to remember this today. He says, you can never love another person unless you are equally involved in the beautiful but difficult spiritual work of learning to love yourself. There is within each of us, at the soul level, an enriching fountain of love. In other words, you do not have to go outside yourself to know what love is. This is not selfishness. This is not narcissism. Those are negative obsessions with the need to be loved. Rather, this is the wellspring of love within the heart. And I just find that to be so important to remember, to touch base with that every day, knowing that none of us need anything that we don't already have within us to complete us, to make us better, to make us worthy, to make us deserve that love that is infinite, which we know the divine is. So I just want to share with you that I know that your wellspring of love is present and is ready to overflow and just radiate love out into this beautiful world from the center of your being. Remembering and connecting with that idea that love is the most powerful and the only cosmic force in the universe, divine love, divine intelligence, that it is exactly who and what each of us is at our core. And that wellspring, which Reverend Doug is going to talk about, the infinite, that wellspring is infinite. There is no shortage. There is no, well, if I have too much, someone else won't get enough. The wellspring within each of us is unlimited, unlimited possibility, potential. And we just need to, as John O'Donohue says, whisper it awake. So I invite each of us today and this whole week to do the experiment of thinking about love as that irresistible force that is sweeping us away, and that we have this infinite wellspring within that we share and give, and that returns to us multiplied abundantly. So love is who we are. Love is how we serve. It is our greatest lesson, and love is what we came here for. Loving each of you. Namaste.
I love you, Karen.
I love you, Reverend Doug. Thank you.
Yeah, that Reverend Karen, that was beautiful. Beautifully said, and perfect celebration of love. And I agree with you. I think lots of Dr. Holmes's writing is very lyrically romantic. Some of the poetry that he wrote with his brother Fenwick. Absolutely.
Hymns and things.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Gorgeous.
We have, at the archives, we have beautiful hand-done greeting cards that Dr. Holmes painted and wrote himself to send to people, that we're going to put out a line of Dr. Holmes's greeting cards.
Oh, wow.
The originals that we have, and he was a true romantic. So thanks for bringing that up. I really appreciate that. All right, going to move on. Thank you. So I want to remind you guys, I'm going to mute Karen, and I'm about to unmute Valerie right there. And I want to remind you guys, Frank sent me an announcement that next Saturday at 9 a.m. there's going to be a fascia painting party. Next Saturday at 9 a.m., continuing the surface preparation on the sanctuary beam woods, weather permitting. See you there. Pepe Le Pew wishes all a happy Valentine's Day. That's from Frank. Okay, Frank, who's a practitioner emeritus, member of the board, and certainly, chairs our building and maintenance community. So thank you so much. I'm going to bring Valerie back now, I have to compliment Valerie's sound. I gotta pull your volume up here.
I just listened to everything Doug told me to do.
Yeah. Well, we got Valerie a new microphone. She's got the same microphone that I use in my studio, and she got a new mixing board, and it sounds awesome. So thank you for doing that. And so this is a song that Valerie suggested for today that I just have always loved since I first heard it 30 years ago. So Valerie, let's hear this.
The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that you can do. Love is the open door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? They say it's really hard to leave behind the life we knew. And there's no other way. Now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the open door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Oh, do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen the light? So shine your light, your light, shine.
Thank you, my dear. I love you.
Love
Happy
you too.
Valentine's Day to you and your love, Jim. And enjoy it in the frigid Maine winter with your long johns or whatever you're going to wear today out there.
That's right. It's a snuggly evening.
Okay. Enjoy. I want to remind everybody once again, your movie is Love and Debt. It's on Amazon. It's a great movie. It's really fun. It's got a great cast. And so everybody go and watch that movie. And if you feel moved, support the project. I supported it from day one before it was even shot. And help with the foreign distribution deals and all that stuff. So thanks, Val. I love you. I gotta give my talk now. So after all of that. So, okay. Oh. That's a great song. It's just such a good song. And what's interesting about that song, and thank you, Val, for singing it, is I know most people think that that's an Elton John song, but he didn't actually write it. It was written and recorded originally by a friend of his. Actually, that's not true. He recorded it first, but she was recording across the hall in the same studio where he was making Madman Across the Water. And so he recorded it and released it, and then he played on her version, Leslie Duncan. He played on her version afterwards. And she wrote, and here's some of the salient lyrics that I think are perfect for this day. You know, love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. It's the key we must turn. It's the flame we must burn. Freedom is the lesson we must learn. That's what all of us studying the science of mind are studying, is freedom. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Really, really powerful message of love, the kind of love that Emerson wrote about when he said, love is our highest word and a synonym for God. And what Reverend Karen said, you know, love is a power whose sweep is irresistible. That comes from the same, if you look in the Science of Mind textbook in the back under love, Dr. Holmes quotes this quote here, you know, love is our highest word and a synonym for God, right where in the same paragraph that he says, love is a power whose sweep is a force whose sweep is irresistible. It's our highest word. And today, of course, what we've been talking about all day and what Reverend Karen said so beautifully is love is, you know, it's a day to celebrate love. By the way, Val, I know you're still listening. One of my congregants, Barb, said, love your soft style, Val. Isn't that nice? Barb, she's blowing you kisses. So I can still see them off camera here. So I don't want to spend too much more time on Valentine's Day. I've got an entire talk, but here's a 2-minute piece on the history of Valentine's Day.
There's no doubt about it. Valentine's Day is one of America's most popular holidays. More than 62% of Americans celebrate by sending greeting cards and flowers, giving candy or other gifts, enjoying romantic dinners, or all three. But the history behind Valentine's Day turns out to be somewhat surprising. For example, the roots of Valentine's Day go all the way back to a raucous ancient Roman fertility festival held in mid-February called Lupercalia. Later, the Christian Church chose mid-February for St. Valentine's Day in order to Christianize the celebration. But who was St. Valentine? Not much is known about the holiday's namesake. First of all, there was more than just one Christian cleric named Valentine. One of them was sentenced to death for performing marriage ceremonies in secret after Emperor Claudius II banned marriage for young Roman men, thinking single men made better soldiers. Pope Gelasius declared February 14 as a day for honoring the soft-hearted Valentine at the end of the 5th century. It wasn't until the 1300s, though, that the holiday became definitively associated with love and romance. Back then, people believed that February 14th was also the beginning of birds' mating season. The first written Valentine greetings appeared in the 15th century, and by the 17th century, people in Great Britain had begun a tradition of exchanging Valentine's Day cards or letters. Valentine's Day soon caught on in the US as well. The first mass-produced holiday cards emerged in the 1840s, and Valentine's Day soon exploded into a major consumer holiday. Today, an estimated 1 billion Valentine cards are sent each year, more than on any other holiday except for Christmas. More than 35 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolate are sold, and more than 220 million roses are produced for the holiday in a typical year. Altogether, Americans spend almost $20 billion on Valentine's Day, or an average of some $130 per person per year. While the most popular gifts were candy and flowers, nearly 20% of Americans splurge on jewelry, shelling out as much as $4 billion annually. And those who prefer the ultimate romantic gesture are definitely not alone. A recent survey revealed that as many as 6 million couples are likely to get engaged on February 14th, continuing a long romantic history that we bet you didn't know.
You know, it's of course, like so many of our Hallmark holidays, it's been commercialized, right? But the truth of the matter is that it's a day to send our love to each other. And let's make the entire world our Valentine. And that's one of the core values that we teach in religious science is our oneness, our unity. So happy Valentine's Day to humanity, all of our sweethearts everywhere across the world. And as we discussed last week, it's February, it's the middle of February, and our February theme is one journey, many paths. You can see the girl sitting right at the fork in the road here. And all this month, I'm inviting us to set an intention to move forward from thinking about the divine to feeling the divine in our everyday experiences, to stop and practice the presence. And the way that we do this is through our spiritual practice, through going out in nature, through looking lovingly into each other's eyes. And this week, our topic is the infinite invisible. And Joel Goldsmith, who's one of my favorite writers, suggests that we should put into practice what we already know. The painter paints, the dancer dances, the chef cooks, but what of the mystic? Mystical living is not intellectually achieved. The mystic lives in the mystical experience by letting God be God as them. And that, of course, is our affirmation for today. I let God be God in me. Ellie says, we are celebrating my parents' anniversary today. Happy anniversary to Ellie's parents. And Dr. Holmes wrote that we embody and personify in our person a divinity, a unity, the Spirit of God, the direct incarnation of the original thing in us, the mystical presentation of the Christ. Our entire teaching is based on the principle that God is all there is, and that we live in a cause and effect universe where what we think and what we believe has a direct influence on what we experience. And that has to include the divinity of man. It's obvious. If God is all there is, that obviously includes the divinity of man. So to the degree that we are willing to open up and be receptive participants in the metaphysical universe and be a willing partner, a loving partner with God, our lives can and will demonstrate that divine Valentine relationship, that divine relationship. You know, when we allow the infinite invisible that resides in all of us, as all of us, through all of us, to celebrate the divine Valentine by means of us, then we truly are embodying the Christ consciousness. That's the meaning to me of this oneness of Valentine's Day. One with the divine, one with each other. God is truly all there is, and it is everywhere, and equally present, and it's always fully active. And while it is always fully active and well, it is President's Day weekend, isn't it? While it is fully active, we have to do our part. We have to listen. We have to listen. And this is what I want to talk about for the rest of today a lot, is that we have to do our part. You know, Dr. Holmes famously wrote that God can only do for us what God can do through us. And when we're not consciously, even when we're not consciously paying attention, warning, I am not paying attention, but there is still a divine yes, like a stamp, right, that will not be denied. And it's a yes that can lead us to joy and love and growth and fulfillment if we let it. If we let it. Our soul is calling. Our heart's desire is calling. Will we answer? Will we listen? We learn to listen through our regular spiritual practice, whatever that is. Doesn't have to be sitting on a mountain in a lotus, like this, but it can be. It could be riding your motorcycle. It can be mowing the lawn. It could be writing songs. It could be, Valerie she's still in the entertainment business, but she's also found a great love for real estate, buying and rehabbing houses and building houses for low-income families. And, whatever that thing is, the divine yes is coming up in you. The divine yes most often announces itself when we're doing our spiritual practice, but that's not the only place it can come up. It can come up at any time. It's waiting for our acknowledgement. The divine yes, it's not a coincidence that I did all these graphics in red for Valentine's Day. The divine yes is whispering to us, and if we don't listen, then the whisper becomes louder and louder and louder.
Life whispers to you all the time. Your life is speaking to you all around, from the time you wake up in the morning and every single experience that's coming into your personal space, into your physical space. All of those experiences are speaking to you. They're telling you something about your life and about your circumstances. It whispers, and if you don't get the whisper gets louder. If you don't get the whisper, when it gets louder, it gets, I call it like a little pebble, like a little thump upside your head. When I was a kid, if I was doing something my grandmother didn't like, she'd just turn around and thump me. She wouldn't even look at me. She'd just give me a thump, and I'd know. That's my cue to stop it, or we're gonna get worse. The whisper is the message. The pebble or the thump upside the head, usually it's gone into a problem. You don't pay attention to the problem becomes a brick upside your head. The brick upside your head is a crisis. You don't pay attention to the brick upside your head. The crisis turns into a disaster, and the whole house brick wall comes falling down.
If we don't listen when life whispers, it gets louder. And maybe it becomes a pebble, or maybe it becomes a brick or a 2x4. Will we hear it? Will we pay attention? When the divine calls, will you dance? Will you dance with the divine? Will you partner with spirit? Will you have a Valentine romantic relationship with spirit, this cosmic force whose sweep is irresistible, with your talents and your heart, so that you can expand and grow in your spiritual awareness and your spiritual delight your spiritual understanding, will you? It's just like we say on our money. To do this, we have to trust in God. That means trusting our intuition, trusting our feelings, trusting our imagination. Our imagination, that's really where our relationship with God, we like to say it's in our heart, but our imagination with God, our imagination is where our creative power of the universe, our mind really lives. Because it's our thoughts and our beliefs that create our experiences. And when you consciously say, I'm partnering with the divine, Spirit is my Valentine today. I am partnering with the divine to create. There is that with me, even if you don't know. You can always say, there is that within me that knows. And I listen to that now. So what might be in the way of you listening to the divine yes? What might be in the way of dancing full out with Spirit? Is it the past? Is it fear? Is it somebody else's judgment, when they say things to you and you let yourself take them to heart? Is it your own judgment? So easy for us to go through the day with a cluttered mind. I love this image. Like a child, all the crayons, right? So easy for us to do this to ourselves. But releasing the clutter of these old ideas can create so much space. Look at the size of that child's head. That child's mind. Releasing that clutter can create space for invention, for reinvention, innovation, re-innovation. Releasing that old stuff just creates more room for living in the now. You don't have to earn your divinity. You are divine now. You're born that way. You don't have to earn it. You're born with it. Your uniqueness, your gifts, even your dreams are all waiting for you to just wake up and accept your divinity. Because it's there, you need to accept it. We all have our part. Stop auditioning for your life. Instead of auditioning, prepare. Do the work. Be the vehicle for Spirit's magnificent expression of you as you. Study, practice, strengthen your skills, do spiritual mind treatment, meditate, go out in nature. You're worthy of this life now, and you're pre-approved for your highest good. You're already pre-approved for your highest good. The mystical journey with many paths is calling for your agreement. But it can take work. So far as I know, the only person who got it naturally right out of the womb so far was Jesus. Jesus was a spiritual savant. I like to say that Jesus and Mozart are the same to me, in that they were each born naturally understanding their calling, right? Mozart was born understanding music. He didn't really have to be taught it. He just watched his father or watched his sister. He got it. He was born with the highest intellectual and spiritual understanding of music. And I think the same thing of Jesus of Nazareth. He was just born with the highest intellectual and spiritual understanding of the metaphysical nature of the universe. The rest of us might have to work at it. But when you let God be God in you, you shine as the beloved creation, the beloved Valentine of the divine, in whom the entire universe is well pleased. But this takes our agreement and our participation. Life requires agreement and participation. You can't be a spectator. Now is the time for us to begin to ask ourselves, what brings us joy? What excites us? Dr. Holmes reminds us to do our work and prepare for our demonstration. What's one thing you can do today to prepare for your demonstration? Oh my goodness, I was silenced. So, the infinite invisible. Where do you need to create space in your thinking, in your beliefs, in your daily practices to cultivate and nurture your awareness of the infinite invisible as your guide, as your partner, as your beloved Valentine source? Everybody's noticing that I accidentally had this slide muted, but I unmuted it now. And I'm repeating what I said a minute ago. Everybody's got a calling. The invisible is calling to you. It was Reverend Karen over here who was waving at me off camera. She caught my eye and I saw. She was like, "Oh, you're muted." Everybody's got a calling. We all know what our calling is, even if we refuse to admit it. We know. Listen to author Stephen Pressfield as he talks about this.
If we stopped and could talk to every person that is watching us right now and turned to them and said, "What is it that's your calling?" people would know. They'd know it. It'd be a secret in their heart. I know I should do this. And there are ways, there are tricks that you can find out. That one thing is to say, what are you more afraid of than anything in the world? Or what would you do if you knew you were going to die in 3 months? What would be the last thing that you would do? What would you do? It's the old thing that you've heard before, if fear were not a factor,
if you
or if
weren't
money
afraid.
were not a factor. So if there is a calling, that thing that you're afraid of, whatever it is, then
What if
you
you're
sort of
watching
have
right
to
now and you
turn
don't-
pro and do it.
What if you're watching right now, and I do a lot of speaking around the country, and I just did 7 speaking engagements, 7 cities in Canada this past winter, and spoke specifically to that. Started every one of my gatherings saying everybody has a calling, and the real question is that your real job in life is to figure that out. That's the job.
So, what is that one thing? As Oprah said, that's our job, to find that one thing. And when we do, then do it with love, do it with intention, do it with passion. It will guide you to your next and your next and your next steps. So it's time not only to be Valentine with God and everyone else, but as Reverend Karen said, it's time to be your own Valentine, to be in love with yourself. You might feel like you're not ready to admit what your one thing is, but here's a simple and accessible daily spiritual practice that you can do to help you with your one thing. Set your phone or a watch or a clock to alert you with a simple little ding every hour. Ding. Because every clock and watch, and they all have some kind of a chime. And when you hear that chime, say this to yourself: God in me, through me, and as me is me. And my one thing is, God in me, through me, and as me is me. And my one thing is, and do this every hour while you're awake until you break down your resistance to hearing the answer. Because we all know what it is, but most Really? Did I mute that whole thing? Did I say that whole thing muted? Just the last part. Okay. So we're saying, God in me, as me, is me. God in me, through me, and as me is me, and my one thing is. So when you set your watch to ding or chime every hour, and you hear that, you say to yourself, God in me, through me, and as me is me, and my one thing is. And you do it every hour while you're awake until you break down your resistance to hearing the answer. Because we all know what it is, but we can have all kinds of resistance. And that resistance may be the thoughts that come up, like, oh, if I really, did what I just read a thing in Dear Abby the other day about a woman who really wanted to change her career, but her husband is a stay-at-home dad, and they like the way that affects their kids, But if she goes back to school to really do what she wants to do, that would affect their home life. See, that's the kind of stuff that comes up. How would I do that? You might have to ask your husband to get a part-time job as the kids get a little older to do. I mean, it's like the things that come up. So we have to do this. God in me, through me, as me, is me. And my one thing is, and you do this every hour while you're awake until you break down your own resistance to hearing the answer. Because you know the answer. You know the answer. The infinite invisible will answer you when you're ready, and you will hear it when you're ready, because we know that God in each of us, as each of us, is each of us. And that power to hear what the one thing is, that is really what I want our Valentine's Day gift to each other and ourselves. Because when we're doing our calling, we are also not only gifting ourselves, but we're gifting our spouses, our friends, our children, the world, our community. When we're really self-actualized and doing, that is the best Valentine we can give ourselves and each other. So our backronym for today is one thing. What's that one thing? Our nature is expressing truths, heavenly illumination now as God. I was going to say expressing truth's holy illumination now as God, but I also wanted to remind us that when we find our one thing, we're in heaven now. When we admit our one thing, we're in heaven now. Our nature is expressing truth's heavenly illumination now as God. That's the truth of who we are. That's it. Our affirmation for today is, I let God be God in me. And when we let God be God in us, we will hear and admit to ourselves the one thing. The one thing. Our nature is expressing truth's heavenly illumination now as God. And when we do that, what we'll experience, Dr. Holmes teaches us, is perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. Perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. So, right now, I just want you to take a moment to join me in prayer for this day, for this beautiful day. I'm going to play a little more of this Donna Michael piano music. There it is. Take a moment to join me in prayer, to join me in connection to ourselves and to that one thing. I invite everybody to just simply take a breath. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Reverend Karen started the day by saying something about Singles Awareness Day. But the truth of the matter is, all romantic love is also based in the idea that we have to date ourselves first. We have to date ourselves first. We have to be in love with ourselves first before we can truly be in a loving relationship with anyone else, whether it's a romantic relationship or a filial relationship or a parent-child relationship. We have to date ourselves first. So today, what I know for each and every one of us is that there is one life. That life is God. That life is divine. That life is my life now and the life of each of us. And that life is the life of love. Love is our highest word. It is a synonym for God. Emerson is 100% right. We are the beloved of the universe, and we are the beloved of each other, and we have to also be the beloved of ourselves. So today I bless this time that we've spent together. I bless the music of Valerie and the prayer of Marina and the wisdom of Reverend Karen. I bless all of us, and know that today we celebrate this Valentine of loving ourselves, the infinite, the invisible infinite, the infinite invisible within us, surrounding us, supporting us, indwelling us, upholding us. We are the beloved. And so in gratitude, I release this blessing into the word, the law, the mechanical action of universal metaphysical intention. And I simply know that all is well. Blessing all of us, I release it. In gratitude, I let it be, I let it go, and I know that it is done. And together, we affirm this blessing by saying, and so it is. And so it is. So thank you all for participating in our service today. I do want to remind you that our 2021 global vision that we're continuing with is timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. And I ask you to continue to support our center financially if you are in a position to do so. If your income has not been adversely affected by the fact of the pandemic and the changes in our economy, if you can continue to give, please do. If you can give more than you've been giving, please do. If you're not able to give what you gave before, give what you can. And if you can't give at all, just stick around and be part of this learning. Be part of making ourselves and our world our Valentine. Things will change for you. And we will be here to keep teaching truth and teaching love and teaching oneness. So you can give at the Give Plus mobile app. It allows you to give to our general fund or to classes or to one of the specific ministries. You can also go to our website. There was a problem with the donate button a couple of weeks ago, but it got fixed. So you can give to our website. It goes right into the Vanco interface that's like the Give Plus mobile app. And you can also, come to the center during our office hours, which again are Monday 9 to 1, Tuesday 9 to 4, Wednesday 9 to 12, Thursday 10 to 3. And of course, that is all socially distanced with masks on so that we love and protect each other. Heard an interesting thing this morning on NPR as I was walking. Flu season is way down this year because we were doing so much social distancing. But more importantly, and this is, I say more importantly, our children are not in school. And apparently our children are the ones that carry but don't get the flu. They get exposed to it at school and they bring it home and give it to us. And since kids are remotely going to school and they're not playing with each other as much and they're also wearing masks, the kids are not carriers for the flu. And so flu in Washington, D.C. this year, flu numbers are down from 350,000 to 165 individual people. Not 165,000, 165 people instead of 350,000 last year in Washington, D.C. because of social distancing, masks, and the kids aren't going to school. Wow. So if you want to come to our center, please wear a mask. Please practice social distancing. The High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, 18575 Corwin Road in Apple Valley, California. Of course, there is our website, high-desertcsl.org. And let's all say our giving affirmation together to remind us. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I always try to remind myself at every transaction to bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And we do have Zoom after service today, Zoom Fellowship. The meeting ID is 882-8585-3097. It's the same one that we've been using. The passcode is 1111. I don't think I sent it out this morning. I'll send it out right now as we're singing God Makes Me Want to Sing. And if you have to, you can join 669-900-6833. So join us afterwards on Zoom. And let's sing All Is Well. Yeah, I forgot to. I know I sent out my invitation to service today, but I guess I forgot to send out the link. But I will. As soon as we go into God Makes Me Want to Sing, I will send out the link. So let's sing this together. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite indwelling Spirit blesses and protects us. I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through us and as us in every moment. And I know that Spirit shines its light upon us and is our peace. And so it is. Amen. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. One more time. Life is good, and so it is. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great week. Peace and blessings. Happy Valentine's Day. Be your own Valentine today, as well as Valentine for humanity. And we'll be doing a great thing for and as each other. Let's head out as we do every week with Daniel Nahmad's song, God Makes Me Want to Sing. I'll see you on the Zoom. Have a great day. Peace and blessings.
Can't help it. God makes me wanna sing. I can't help